What is going on, everyone? Commodore Lester today, bringing to us my live reaction to Kaguya-sama Love is War manga chapter 259. Now, the chapter is out. We are here today to sit down and read the latest installment of Akasaka's masterpiece. And it is a very good day, honestly, because we have the chapter. The anime is finally back with season 3 today. I thought it was going to be on Saturdays. It's actually on Fridays. I think it's coming out around like 11, 12 Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it's about to hit 11 by the time I'm recording this, but I did say I wanted to talk about the anime at some point on the channel and stuff in terms of coverage and everything, but I may do something a little bit differently depending on if people are actually interested. Like, if you want me to talk about the anime for Kaguya-sama, please let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to talk about it. It's just a matter of if people are interested in seeing me talk about it, even though I do know what's going to be happening in it, but just, reliving the greatness and all that. If you want it, let me know. But I have been thinking about things in terms of the manga recently, because it's like, I've been loving this final arc to death. But I also have noticed, too, that in terms of the series I cover on this channel, it's the one that doesn't do the most in terms of people commenting, people watching, that kind of stuff. And it had me thinking, honestly, like, do I want to just hold off for a bit in terms of covering it, read on my own, and then come back afterwards, for the final chapters whenever it drops. But I don't know. It's still one of those things where I'm kind of thinking about it at the moment. So nothing's final yet. We'll see when we come from here. In terms of, like, where I want to go with it in terms of direction and stuff. But we'll cross the bridge when we get there, but it's starting to come a little bit more sooner than later. But for those who, of course, who have been watching me week in, week out for almost a year now since I've been covering the series, since I got caught up to it, I do greatly appreciate your support and everything, and hopefully I can continue doing that going forward. But now, we got a chapter to read. Oko, the bald man, was put in his place. Alright? He was put in his place. Ishigami came through and says, "You are not touching One-chan. You are not touching Big Sis. You're not touching the girl who helped me try to get my confidence back up when I was down in the mud in the sunken place. Kaguya was always there trying to help me out with her little comments, something. She was there. Alright? So, you are not laying hands on her." And Ishigami came through and said, "Yo, wagwan." So, love this for my man. We got Hayasaka pull up after. The Chika, Ino, of course, on the Discord and stuff. And then the Unyo, man, look. He's really shaping up on me in terms of being a lot better of a character than I anticipated. Because really I thought he was going to be a scum. He was going to stay as an antagonist. I was going to hate him. But that has not been the case, especially with these recent chapters. And I'm very curious to see how things are going to pan out. I know we're going to be on a break week next week. But regardless of all that, let's get into the chapter. Chapter 259 of Kaguya-sama Love is War. And here we go. He bent the knee. We won, boys. Let's go. He took the knee and I'm done. I give up. Yamete. He threw in the towel. Bozo. Let's go. You goddamn half-blood snakes. You see, look at the look right there. Unyo puffing the smoke and stuff after getting the double the words and stuff. You see there. Chika, of course, still hiding behind Hayasaka, as she said. Ishigami, I thought he was curling up a fist right there. I thought he was about to get ready to swing. I mean, if he wants to, go ahead. And then you see Kaguya right there looking down on him and stuff, holding onto the will. The eldest son of the Shinomiya family, driven into a corner. Chapter 259, Kaguya-sama wants to fulfill. Alright, and I see the promotion there for Season 3. You must have been waiting for this moment for ages now. Huh. So yeah, there's the recap and stuff for there. We're gonna see. Nah, I didn't know jack about anything. What a smug guy. These guys were the ones who set all of this up. I just happened to come along for the ride. Yo, I love it. Love it. I love it. Even though Miyuki should be in this shot too with Ino and stuff, but real ones right there, man. Love to see it. Kaguya. Everything worked out if you had just been nice and obedient. But you just had to go and learn how to be a tricky little rat. Nah, she does not. She is not Ben Yetter. Don't be disrespectful right now to Kaguya. You are Ben Yetter with a bald head. Alright? Oh, that's right. You were the one who went out of your way to teach her things she didn't need to know. Yeah, so you have to write that comment first to Unyo, because again, Unyo's the one who brought her to Tokyo and everything. Unyo, this whole time, you knew this was going to happen. Huh? My sister was born as a Shinomiya, so that's what I raised her as. That's all. I mean, True to the code of the family and everything, Unyo. But then again, I still do feel there is something in there that tells me that, like, he really, like, it's one of those things where he doesn't, like, outrightly say it. And again, the conversation with Miyuki also told me that there is a thing where he does care, but he's not one of those guys that's openly going to say it, be, like, direct about it and stuff. It's one of those things we have to really read in between the lines to know what kind of person he is at the end of the day. I raised her to be a scheming, deceptive, arrogant, just like me, you, or any other of our good-for-nothing family. How else would you have ended up with someone as stubborn and unpleasant as her? Who are you calling stubborn and unpleasant? Oh, man. I hope nobody speaks. I'll resent you until the day I die. I understand. Oh, it's one of those things where I understand. I understand completely where Kaguya's coming from. I hate when authors do this thing where it's like they make you see both sides, but both sides don't see the other's point of. Oh, that's torture. That is absolute torture. That is torture, man. But even so, you taught me how to think for myself, how to protect myself, and how to fight for myself. And for that, I'll always be grateful. He got the. Oh, because he's like, damn, Sama. There's no need to bring violence into a conflict between siblings. Wait, hold on. I just noticed on the screen with the smile, but come on. Hold on, let me read. There's no need to bring violence into a conflict between siblings. Y'all can talk things out on your own. I don't care anymore. What a wonderful idea. So I is for sure as saying that. She looks absolutely adorable from the little shot. I really wish she was here, but the Yakuza are protecting her, so it's understandable. That's right. Your familial bonds are all on the verge of being torn apart forever right now. At this rate, it'll just be a repeat of the schism between the Shijos and the Shinomiyas all those years ago. And she hit the She hit the like, okay, you better fix this. Personally, I think talking things out is the best way of resolving any lingering resentment. Familial bonds. Huh. We've never had any of those to begin with. Akasaka actually makes me feel something here for Oko. Because again, again, the whole thing with him being the oldest sibling and stuff, and it is tough. Trust me, as someone who's the oldest sibling myself, I know where things are difficult when you're the one who has to kind of take on responsibility for so many things. But the mindset behind it, though, is where me and Oko kind of differ. Since we were born from different mothers, there's always been an age gap between us. And we were all raised in different places, too. And I really like how they actually do the shot with the mountain stuff to kind of show like how broad. It's one of those things, man. Akasaka is so cool with his writing. It's like with the moon, with the sky, with like the mountains, the forest and stuff. It shows like how different they all are in their own. It's really crazy. Like that's just how I really appreciate his art and the direction of his writing, where it comes in certain areas. The only thing we share is our competitive drive for a higher position in the family, and the unrelenting pressure and expectations we receive from the people around us. That's just the way our old man built our family, or rather, that's how it's always been since even before his time. There are over 4,000 companies under the Shinomiya umbrella, employing nearly 900,000 people in total. Oh my god. They are an enterprise with a number like that. Jesus. If the Shinomiya family were to collapse, it'd likely drive countless people to take their own lives. Not the noose. Wow. Every last one of our decisions carries unimaginable weight. How can you complain about your marriage when you consider the alternative? Answer me. The only reason you've been able to live in the lap of luxury until now was so that you could fulfill your responsibility to the family one day. Of course, I understand that. As someone born to the Shinomiya family, I'm fully prepared to accept my responsibility and do whatever it takes to protect the company, its employees, and all their families, which is true. She has said that before. However, that doesn't mean I have to accept whatever you want to force upon me, Kaguya! Taking life in your own direction. But it is facts, though. She's been wanting to help out people, but she understands that this cannot be how you treat people. This whole forcing people into marriages and stuff, that nonsense has got to stop. It don't matter where you're brought up or coming from. You guys stop that nonsense. You go for people you want to be around with. You want to do things that you want to do of your own accord. Not because of what has been down since 500, 600, 700 years ago, that nonsense. And that's where Oko's messed up on. He does have things that he understands his responsibility, what he wants to do and take care of things. The manner of how it's done is not it. And that's what needs to be fixed. Yes, y'all are brought up in different upbringings and everything and all that. Your upbringing is your upbringing. You do not put that on somebody else. If they have a vision, they have something that they want to do, accomplish, allow that. You handle your own business as everybody handles their own. I love how Kaga is right there just saying the words that need to be said to a man like Oko. I am my own person, and I intend to fulfill the responsibilities given to me under my own terms. I love this for her. Then show me, fulfill them under your own terms, or whatever. Yeah, that goes without saying. However, I don't intend on simply throwing my life away. I'll resort to that option only when I've exhausted all my other plans. See, the hockey from this chapter is already doing a number on me right now, and you can definitely tell. And Oko right there is just, damn. It's like, other plans? Are you saying that you can restore our relations with the Shijo family? Only if you trust in me. In Kaguya we trust. In Kaguya we trust. And why should I trust you? In that case, let me tell you something about myself. Yo, you see the reaction of that? Look at Ito on the tablet. Like, oh damn, she's about to call promo on? I mean, she was already mid-promo, but now she's shooting in the promo. This is something that I've never told anyone else to this day. Exhale. The truth is, in the future, I'd like to become a photographer. Yo! Oh, damn. Okay, Kaguya, I respect it. And you know what? There's probably inklings in the series that show that she has an interest somewhat in photos, but this is definitely going to require a reread to double check. But I'm pretty sure there's probably been inklings in the series. And look at the look on everybody's faces. Unyo's just like, huh? Like, he went to stickers like, wait, well, hold on, what? Ishigami, Hayasaka, Chica, everyone's just shook. I'd like to become a photographer. Wow. I ain't gonna lie, you know what? This actually hit me a little bit because I studied in that, man, and it's a fun environment to be a part of. Obviously, when it comes to pay and stuff, it's not the most ideal thing, but the things and moments that you can capture on photos, man, it's absolutely sensational. Like, if you have that opportunity, man, I would definitely recommend it because, like I said again, money-wise, it's not one of the greatest, and it fits so perfectly too with who Kaguya is, because it's like, for money, it doesn't matter. It's just the passion that comes with it, and that's a type of job ideally you can see her do. The other day, I bought myself a proper camera, and lately, I've been practicing by taking pictures of things like landscapes and food. Eventually, when I get better, I've been thinking that I like to start photographing human subject. You might have to switch your word. What do you mean by human subjects? Taking pictures of people? You? Once I... Oh, here goes the face. Here goes the face. Once I go to college, I'll join a photography club. And while I'm not sure what I do from there, I'd eventually like to find a job in the field. To tell you the truth, I've never really been interested in rising to power within the Shinomiya family. But I love how she's finally getting everything off her heart, though. What she wants has been shackled inside of her for so long. It's finally coming to life, man. That's why I'm not really opposed to having you take full control over the family. But that's only under 2 conditions. First, my freedom, which yes, all negotiations, that's the most top priority one. And second, a guarantee of the safety of the president, my friends, and the people around us. As long as you can agree to those terms, I'm fully prepared to do everything I can for the family. I don't know. Is Oko actually gonna buy it though? That's the thing. She's poured her whole heart into this. But he's still a villain. Fine. Do what you want. Oh my god. Yo, it actually worked. Wow. If you think you can restore relations with the Shijo family, then I like to see you try. Okay, so that's basically where it's going to come down to. If they can stop the family war stuff that's been going on, then that's basically what's going to come down to. If you fail, we're marrying you off. You're good with that, right? Of course. Wow, okay. So literally that's what it's going to change into. It went from now like the Kaguya liberation to the restoration arc, literally, to stop this whole war with the Shijos. I never would have thought that you could be so stubborn. And I never would have thought that you'd actually be putting this much thought into it. In the end, I guess talking things out is pretty important. Huh. Hey, oh no. If you just let him take control of everything, there's nothing in it for me, Understandable that he's going to think this way because for sure there's going to be some kind of scheme inside. Yo, guys. I don't care what it takes. Just get that will from her. Oh, hell nah. Yo, that better be a joke. Better be a joke. Well, that better be a joke. That better be a joke. That better be a joke. I don't know. She looks like I don't know what to believe if it's a joke or not. But she's like, what happened to not restoring to violence? And then she's not out of the woods yet. Okay, so no. I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke or not, but they are literally making a beeline towards her. And you see, of course, the secretary that Hayasaka almost put the blade to the neck and everything. But she's now on the run. I really don't know what to believe. It's supposed to be a Joker, because you see from the reaction on them and stuff in the back, they're like, it's like shocked, like Oko right there, like it's, I don't know if this is a joke or not. This is honestly the first time I'm really don't even, and he went on break with this too. That is actually mad. Like I really don't know what to believe. This is supposed to be a joke from Munyo messing around with her, but then. Yeah, what happened to not resorting to violence? Like, okay, so this is gonna have to. If Miyuki is nearby, he's literally the last thing that's gonna try and help her get her out of the situation. But that I don't know. That was a little wild. Like, so he comes out of nowhere and is like, "Yo, there's nothing in it for me. Then if you do this." So he was scheming at the end of the day. But the fact that Oko actually listened to her out and said, if you can actually repair the relations right now with the Shijo family and put an end to the war, we're good. But if not, we're sending you off. Very surprised he actually went through with it. But the Unyo twist here is very interesting. Because I don't know, like, again, I feel like it's probably more serious than anything. But then, I don't know. Because then we can come back next chapter and find out that it's just a joke. But then I don't know. So I gotta wait to see what Akasaka decides to do when we come back after. But yeah, no, this was a very good chapter, man. Like, the whole thing with Kaguya, one is when photographer, like, again, I think those are things that I would have to go back and check in the series just to be sure, because it might be little inklings here and there and stuff that, for whatever reason, aren't coming to mind that really say that, you know, she wants to be a photographer. And to be fair, though, considering the type of character she is, where she doesn't really care about money, but, you know, is starting to understand what it means to be passionate about things, but to love things, do things of your own free will, a photographer literally is the perfect job for somebody like Kaguya. So ideally, that's what I would more or less envision her to be that. But then this whole thing with Oko, though, does surprise me a bit, because it's like, obviously, you get an understanding where he's coming from, and I get it. Everyone has their own past and stuff, and, you know, the upbringings are definitely a huge cause of concern, you know, in this whole thing, because obviously the way he was brought up molded who he is today. But what happened to you doesn't fall on your siblings. How they're brought up is of their own volition. It's of their own free will. You can't put your own experiences onto somebody else. That's just not how it works. And again, as somebody who was an older sibling myself, I never would want that on my siblings. So it's like, I do understand his point of view of how he was feeling because of the family situation stuff. You know, coming from different moms is a scary thing too as well, because it's like, you really don't have that connection of the family and stuff. And he even said it, like, we're really like a family to begin with. So you definitely get a better understanding of Oko, but he's still a bald prick. But the stuff with Unyo, though, man, is very weird, because I really thought for a moment that it is what it is and stuff, but I don't know, man. I think this has at least one more chapter to go before we transition into this whole thing now with the Shijos, because now that's basically the end game of the arc. Can they talk to Makoto and basically tell him, like, you know, we want to end things off, but then he's probably going to request the whole marriage thing with Mikado, which is my only concern. And then it's like, what happens after? Like, would Miyuki have to go to battle or something? Like, what happens after, right? How do you be able to restore relations and not have Kaguya be thrown away to Mikado? I don't know how they're going to pull that off. But what I do know is that this next chapter, when we come back, I am hoping Miyuki isn't far off and he helps Kaguya get away from Unyo and them. Unless it's a joke and then we find out next chapter things are more relaxed, but we'll have to see. But yeah, very good chapter this week. Really love that moment though for Kaguya. Like, I want to become a photographer. Like, I don't know, that was one of those, like, that's an Akasaka moment there, man. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below regarding this week's chapter for Kaguya-sama. How did you guys feel about the way things transpire in this chapter, and then the stuff regarding Kaguya wanting to actually become a photographer? Did you see this happening? Like, when you were reading this story, you know, whether it's week in, week out, or you're catching up, did you envision, like, if she were to have a job out there in the real world, that's what it would be? An actual photographer. If you felt that was, you know, that's what it was, or it was something else, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, man, like, just still, it actually got me. I'm like, damn, like, of all things, like, that makes the most sense. But again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. If you want to be part of the weekly experience when it comes to my coverage of Kaguya-sama week in, week out, subscribe if you haven't already, man, because we are in the end game. There is no better time. I know season 3's out. I know people love the anime and everything, and trust me, the anime is amazing. But right now before us, we are seeing Akasaka's masterpiece in prime form week in, week out. And if you want to be here for a double experience of the anime and the manga, the time is now, man. So subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell as Shandora, see the everything goes on the channel. Let me know down in the comments below. I will only do it if there is enough people there that I requested that you want me to talk about season 3 of Kaguya-sama, whether it's reactions, whether it be on here, whether it be on Twitch and stuff, whatever it may be. If you want it, you let me know down in the comments below. And then I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time for the latest installment of Akasaka's masterpiece. And yeah, honestly, man, with the end game coming up, you might have to stick around till the end and see it through, as we should. Commodore Lad signing off. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care.